What's going on, guys? I'm Andrew.
I'm Jason.
And this is Movie Source.
Today we're looking at the trailer for Doctor Strange.
Alright, so Doctor Strange is being directed by Scott Derrickson. Now, he's done some horror films in the past. He's done Sinister. I didn't see that film, but I heard some crazy
I saw it. I thought it was pretty good. Not bad for a horror film.
Okay, so, definitely you can tell from this trailer right away from the tone of it. It's got that darkness, that horror element, and also with how weird and trippy it feels, you can tell that this is gonna change the realities of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is totally different than anything I feel like we've ever seen.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a more serious movie in tone, that's for sure. I mean, there might be some comedy in it, but it definitely feels like a more serious movie. And, well, it's getting into more magic and that kind of thing, so we'll have to see how it goes from there.
Yeah, and just about your thing about comedy, obviously we're not expecting a comedy with this, but it says on the title Marvel, so you gotta
most
imagine...
Marvel movies have a little bit of comedy.
Yeah, they have good humor. They definitely have, most Marvel movies for sure have great humor, especially after, Ant-Man, Iron Man. They definitely have great humor in it, so I'm not at all worried about that. And everything we saw from the visuals in this trailer just really reminded me of Batman Begins, The Matrix, and Inception, on acid. So it's just really, it's so trippy.
Especially that scene where all the buildings are upside down and every which way, and he's falling through.
Yeah,
that felt like Inception. And when he falls back into the dojo, or whatever, it definitely felt like The Matrix when he's training with Morpheus.
Definitely too. Well, in this it looked like, and we got, speaking of Morpheus, in this case we got the Ancient One being played by Tilda Swinton, although she looked like Mr. Cleaner, freaking Sinead O'Connor in this, but look, usually in the comics, the Ancient One is usually Asian, so, I remember when they casted her, I was like, okay, I would have preferred they kept it the normal way, but it looks definitely interesting and different. I'm kind of curious to see how she interacts with Benedict Cumberbatch and just how she plays the Ancient One in general, because it is a very important role in this film and in this universe, rather that they're trying to create with Doctor Strange, so and again, Tilda Swinton is a phenomenal actress. It's just going to be interesting to see how she does this role, because again, it is in the comics, it's a male Asian playing it, so I'm definitely curious to see how she plays the role, because she's a phenomenal actress, so very curious to see her take on this.
Yeah, I'm curious to see Mads Mikkelsen in this movie too. Yeah. He's one of my favorite,
I love him for sure too.
My favorite actors. That he's not in that many roles, I feel like, but everything I see him in, he's really good, so... I don't know if he's the villain or if he's a side character, but I think he'll be good.
Oh no, to me, he's got to be the villain in this. Now, originally, when they just said Mads Mikkelsen is cast in Doctor Strange, I originally thought he was going to be Dormammu, but after seeing the images of him in this trailer, and also some still shots we've seen in the last few weeks, I don't think he's playing Dormammu. He could be Nightmare or maybe another character. If you think you know who he is, please let us know in the comments, but I'm not sure. It could be Nightmare or someone else, but it's for sure. I don't think it's Dormammu, because Dormammu... he's one of the biggest villains in the Marvel comics, so this character, he's probably almost as powerful as Thanos, when Thanos isn't wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. So I think it's a good idea not to put your big villain in the first film. I think in The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, Nolan didn't put the Joker in the first movie, he put him in the second movie, which I thought was a good idea. So, maybe make some hints towards Dormammu and then go there, but also too, we got Chiwetel Ejiofor playing Baron Mordo, and obviously he's, giving Strange some advice in the trailer, so they're definitely going to start out as friends, and then I would imagine by movie 2 or 3, they're going to break off, and they're for sure going to be enemies. That's how it was in the comics, so I'm definitely going to be curious to see how their friendship, starts in this, and how they, again, that bond and that friendship, and then, because it's eventually going to have to break. It's kind of like, Peter Parker and Harry Osborn, where that friendship is going to be there, and then it's got to break at some point, so I can't wait to see that, and again, just brilliant actors you got in this film.
Benedict Cumberbatch for sure was a great choice to play Doctor Strange.
Yeah, no, for sure, and his obviously he in most roles that he plays, he's got a British accent, and that's usually what we're accustomed to hearing him have is a British accent. But this, and I think also the only other time I've heard him have an American accent was Black Mass with Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
I think that was the only time, and I thought he was good in that. He had a Boston accent, it was pretty good. But this, I thought it sounded, again, it was really convincing to me. He definitely did a good American accent, but it kind of sounded a little bit like the Doctor in House. but
who's also British doing an American accent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of got that same kind of vibe.
Yeah, so which is not a problem. That's a great show, but it kind of felt like that. So obviously, you know, when they said they announced it was Benedict Cumberbatch going to be Doctor Strange, I was so excited. And you know, I'd heard that they were speaking to Joaquin Phoenix, and obviously when I heard that, I thought he would have been perfect for Doctor Strange. But then when we got Benedict, I was like, hey, you know what? That'd be my second favorite choice. Great. And then when we saw the photos of him, and now in this trailer, I can't wait to see him, and especially that last shot, that money shot at the end where he's walking into the Sanctum Sanctorum and he's got the cape going and he's got the costume on. As the Sorcerer Supreme, he looks like he embodies the role, and he just looks so authentic right out of the comics. So I cannot wait to see his portrayal as this character. To go into it, Stephen Strange is a dick. He's an asshole. And, you know, he loses his hands, and that obviously, it you know, makes him more of a human now, because he realizes, you know, he's not the big hotshot he thought he was, without his hands at least. So I love how, you know, we're going to find out the story of this man, like how he has to go on a journey, and he finds magic is the way he can heal himself. And it just sounds so intriguing to me. And if you guys really want a clear take on this character, you need to go see the animated film Doctor Strange. It's just it's really quick, like 90 minutes or so. It's a real good, you know, introduction to you and what this character is about. And, you know, I fell in love with this character ever since then. Obviously, I've done a little studying of the character too, but I can't wait to see this. It looks intriguing, it looks trippy, it looks crazy, it looks something like Marvel has really never done, so I can't wait. And it comes out in November, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to get a few more trailers to get a little more of the taste list, but it looks really intriguing to me for sure.
Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. Let us know what you thought about the trailer in the comments, and if you like this video, you can hit the subscribe button.
See you guys next time.